This is Monday with the Mayor, and we are in Loogootee, Indiana, as we're talking with Mayor Noel Harty, who is the mayor of Loogootee. Noel, good to have you on the show on WJTS.
Thank you for having me. This past weekend, we had some couple different major functions at the Loogootee High School auditorium on Friday evening and Saturday evening. Sunday afternoon, they had a matinee. They put on the production of Footloose, and it was a great performance. I went on Saturday evening and caught the part of the first half of the matinee. And then I went on to building dedication for New Beginnings Community Church, and they just opened on our square. They had over by the post office, they had a location there for the past several years. Had been trying to find a new location that would meet their needs, and it was very interesting. Pastor Ernie Cannell had told the whole story on Saturday evening about how they came about, and they were able to go through the Baptist conference to get their financing. And when he had contacted them, they had said, well, we're not going to be able to do the loan. And he said, well, how much will it take? And she said, well, I don't think 5,000. And he said, well, what about 10? And she says, I think that would do it. So they hung up, and 3 weeks later, they had their $10,000. So anyway, it's incredible, and New Beginnings does a lot of things for our community. And every Saturday, they serve 200 sack lunches. They take it around to the community, or to different residences in the community that they know might be able to use it. And so they do a lot of things, and I'm looking forward to what they have to hold in the future. And then this evening, we've got a veterans program at Les Page Field, and at the high school baseball, weather permitting, correct? We've got snow going on right now. And then this weekend, we have German American Bank, as they sponsor at other areas, they are sponsoring Clean Sweep. And how Clean Sweep works, you have to sign up. We take the first 10 teams that sign up, and most all nonprofit organizations, and they go out and they pick up trash, and they each are allowed to pick up 10 bags. They're paid through German American, $25 per bag, and they turn them in the same day on Saturday. And it's a dual cause, I guess. It helps their organization, and then it also helps our community. And I will have to brag about this. Sometimes some of the groups have a hard time finding 10 bags of trash to pick up. So I think that's a great thing. So then German American total, they donate $2,500 to our community. So it's a great program.
That is a great program. And it's a way that others can make money off of that themselves. Still, don't throw your trash out. It's best if you don't, but...
Right. Well, even sometimes our city workers, when it gets close to time, as I said, it's hard to find that much trash in the city limits, thank heavens, but even the city workers are kind of thinking, well, we have that coming up, whether we should pick every little bit up or not is...
Got to help them fill the bags to get the money.
That's right, exactly.
Well, you mentioned things like the high school doing the play, and then a new church opening up, and some of the small things that go on in communities, but that's really what makes communities like Loogootee what you are.
I try to say something positive on Facebook, sometimes more than one post each day, but about a year ago I had mentioned when New Beginnings was on one corner, and then we have the Lutheran church and another church, and then the Methodist church is on the other side of the post office. I said, how many places can you visit when you're coming into the city limits? Each highway coming into the city limits, you see a church. And then when you go to the post office, we had 4 churches right on the corners. I said, it's almost amazing, how many churches we have here. So, and I think it speaks volumes, for our community. So it's a real faith-based community and service-minded. We don't have a lot of organizations such as the Optimist Club and Lions Club. We don't really have those things. But, when it comes to Clean Sweep and projects like that, it's not hard to find people to step up and fill the need.
Now, we off the camera talked a little bit about potholes, because, now this is the time of year when we start to notice potholes because they start to expose themselves. But something for people to understand is the state highways, 231 and such, are not roads you're allowed to work on.
No.
So don't call and say there's a pothole on 231 to the city of Loogootee.
Right. We do get a lot of feedback, and I did meet with NDOT it's been within the last month, and we spoke about the highway between Hayesville and Loogootee. And since that time, I've also mentioned to him the highway between Shoals and Loogootee itself, and both, to my knowledge, are scheduled to be worked on this year. But But no, we have no absolute control over that. We can pass on the word, but as we all know, with every community, we kind of have our own scenarios, and thankfully, with community crossings, we're able to address some of those. But it would take a lot of money to address all of them, right? You know, the county just did an assessment on just county roads, and it was $30 million they said it would take to bring them all up. It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
And where does a community, a county of less than 10,000 population, with a lot of our ground is, you know, occupied by Crane or the Hoosier National Forest, so you're not necessarily getting tax base off of all the ground, but where would you get $30 million at, you know? And so that's always the question.
Well, we thank you very much for taking the time to
Thank
talk with us
you.
today. Is there anything else
Great
you'd like to
have-
add?
No. Everybody have a great April, and we'll see you in May.
All right, life is good in Loogootee, Indiana. Thank you
Absolutely.
for watching Monday with the Mayor. We appreciate Mayor Noel Harty being our guest here on Monday with the Mayor.